What the freak is up, my curious souls? My name is Tiana Hallams, and I am the proud founder of the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. I'm a passionate enthusiast of life, and my main goal is to live and help others live their most aligned and fulfilled lives. Everyone needs a personal hype woman that's brutally honest and pushes you to be your best. And that's me, mofos. I don't care if you're a woman, man, cat, dog, fish. You deserve to live a life that you design. In this podcast, I help you to take control of your life. I use profanity. I push you to challenge what you've always known. And my hope is that we can evolve and grow together. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. Folks, brethren, gals, folks, everybody, welcome. Welcome to another episode to grow, love, learn, listen, and freaking evolve together. If you are new here, my name is Tiana Hallams, and I am the proud founder of the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. Here at the Fearless Fulfillment family, we go ahead and we embrace the uncomfortability that comes with change and that comes with growth in general. So I am so excited that you decided to spend your time here with me today. My two love languages are quality time and physical touch. And since I cannot consensually give you a nice little hugsies right now, I will go ahead and take your time that you are giving me, the precious gift that it is, and accept it and freaking use it towards bettering not only you, but me as well. So I'm so excited to grow with you today. Today's episode is going to be all about how to become besties with your intuition. So first and foremost, what is intuition? What is it? I feel like we talk about it a lot, but describing it is actually really hard to do, in my personal opinion. Intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. And intuition is a thing that one knows or considers likely from instinctive feeling rather than conscious reasoning. And so I realize that a lot of the time in our lives, a lot of people are actually very disconnected to their intuition because they don't really take the time to get to know it. They don't really understand where it comes from. They don't know what it feels like when their intuition is talking to them. And I think that that's so important to be connected to your intuition because there has actually been a lot of cases that actually, like police officers have also reported a lot of cases with crime that women have actually avoided killers, serial killers, because of these gut feelings and listening to their intuition that they had to not walk down a certain path or to completely avoid a certain guy. Needless to say, your intuition is so incredibly tied to a divine power because it's something that you cannot explain. Your intuition, when it talks to you, is something that you just know there's something not right. You know that there's something that you need to avoid, or the complete opposite. Your intuition can also tell you when you are exactly where you're supposed to be and when you are truly living in alignment and you're doing things that are important to you and that light you up and that make you feel really, really good from the inside out, and you actually start to freaking glow energetically. So your intuition can work in so many different ways for you to continue to grow and to continue to be connected to who you are as a person. So I've listed a couple of ways in which you can actually start to become besties with your intuition. First thing that you can do is sit in silence. Meditation, yoga, journaling are huge ways in which you can build your relationship with your intuition. The more you're able to just sit, listen, and process your emotions, the louder your intuition will become. You may meet a lot of resistance from your ego when you do sit in silence. Like you may hear yourself say, "This is so stupid," or "There's so many things I'd rather do right now," or "I have so many things on my to-do list to complete. I need to get started. I can't just sit here and think." No. The more you breathe into this moment and the more you become present, the better you are at listening to what your body tells you. So spend more time being instead of doing. I'm going to say that one more time. Spend more time being instead of doing. Intuition operates in the now, right? It's not in the future or the past. Your intuition is for the right now, current moment that you're in. And it happens so quickly. It's something that you can't explain. And so you can learn how to be more intuitive by enjoying what you have right now in the moment and being as present as you can possibly be in this current moment, whether good or bad, because that is when your intuition can speak to you and has that greater connection to you the best, when you are living in this moment. Living in the future or the past actually robs us of the beauty and the power that the present moment has for us. And the more detached we are from the current reality we're in, the less in sync we will become with our environment, our intuition, and also our purpose. We become so detached from that. So the resistance you feel when you meditate or journal or do yoga or any of those activities where you are forced to be still and really connect with what is happening in your head and your mind and your spirit and your body. The more you resist it and the more you give into that resistance, it will actually become really hard for you to connect with your intuition. But you just have to keep going. You have to keep practicing, because on the other side of that resistance is a deeper and stronger connection with your intuition. And as you practice, you'll find it a lot easier to make decisions based on your gut feelings rather than the logic that is buzzing in your head and the nonstop hustle and bustle that happens in our brains every single day. Think about it. How many times a day are you like, oh my God, I have this to do. I have this to do. I gotta go to this. I have to do this. We have to do this. It's like, and that's okay, because we all have things that we have to do. We have visions, we have goals, we have tasks that we have to complete in our normal day-to-day lives, right? But we all have the time throughout the day to just sit and be present in this moment and really connect with ourselves. Think of how much time we spend on our phones. Literally just a couple minutes away from your phone can actually bring you this type of realization and this type of awareness in the present moment that we're given. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure you are taking time to sit in silence with yourself and your emotions and your feelings. Second thing that you can do here is you can start making decisions without any input from anyone else, okay? This could even be what you do after work. If you're someone who usually follows the lead of others and what they want to do and their plans, start making decisions that resonate with you and only you, buddy. With you and only you. These could be really small decisions. Like you could start to build up to the big decisions in your life, like a career change or buying a house or buying a car or investing in a couple stocks or investing in other sources of income, right? You can start with the small decisions first in order to work up to those big decisions. So, for example, you'd rather go home and have a glass of wine by yourself than go out tonight. You want to go shopping just to treat yourself. You want to call that friend that you haven't talked to in a while just because you want to and you want to catch up with them. You want to make time in your schedule to work out, even though none of your friends want to come to the gym with you. You want to do it anyway because you value what your body can do for you and you want to treat your body the way it deserves to be treated. So you just go and you do it without anybody else's opinions or plans getting in the way of what you want to do. These can even be even smaller choices, right? You would rather have steak instead of that salad. You want to have this instead of that. Maybe you even changed your diet based on what someone else had said to you or what you've seen on the internet. And you want to go back to what makes your body feel its best. Making these small decisions based on the sole fact that you want to do them means everything and will definitely intensify your intuition's influence in your life. So start making decisions based on you and based on what you want to do. And I understand that if you have kids and things like that, there are just some things that you need to get done because you're a mom or you're a dad and you need to make sure that you do those things. But whether they're taking a nap that day, no matter how old your kids are, find time for yourself and make a decision based on what you want. Because if you start to lose yourself when you have a child, they're not getting that fulfilled and driven and passionate parent that they deserve. They're not getting that from you, because if you're constantly drained and you're putting everyone else's opinions and needs and wants above yours, you're actually depleting your energy level and you're not able to give the fullest and most lit up version of yourself to the ones that you love the most, which is wah wah. We don't want that, right? That's why it's so important to make sure that even if you have people relying on you, you take some time to make decisions just because you want to do that, just because it feels right in your heart, just because it feels right in your gut. Another way that you can connect with your intuition is start to notice and bring awareness to what happens in your body when you experience certain emotions. Like, for example, when I get super hot headed and I get super angry, I feel it the most in my head. Like, I feel like my face is on fire. That's where I feel anger. When I feel super sad and emotional, I feel it more in my chest. I feel it more in the anxiety area of my body. When I get a feeling or a message from my intuition, it all comes from my gut or my upper diaphragm area, where I feel like that's where my intuition talks to me the most. And when I'm feeling overwhelmed or filled with anxiety, it kind of compresses my chest in a way that it makes me feel as if I don't have any control or things like that. So when I get these sensations inside of my body personally, I can start to decipher what emotions I am feeling and figure out why I'm feeling them and what is triggering me to feel that way. The body is incredible for a multitude of reasons, but the body has a way also of notifying us about what is positive and nourishing for us and what isn't. And this applies to both physical sensations having to do with health and sensations that help you figure out or discern whether or not a situation or an environment is good for you. And just as I was saying before, when I feel like something is not right, or I feel like I need to get out of a situation, or I feel like I'm not in control of the situation that I'm in, it comes from my gut and my chest. It feels like a pressure, usually linked to anxiety, and I'm feeling like I have to act fast, or I feel like I have to do something really, really quickly. It's something that makes my body tense up and essentially tells me to get the fuck out of there. And that's happened a lot of times when I've been out and about. I'm constantly aware of my surroundings because I have a sergeant as a dad, and he always preached to us when we were little to be aware of our surroundings, to look twice, to look behind us when we're walking down a road, like just all these little things that really add up to you being as safe as possible in a world that can be very, very chaotic and super random, right? Not everyone in the world is awesome. Like, some people actually want to hurt other people for shits and giggles, right? And we want to be as prepared for that as possible. So tuning into your intuition is not only about developing yourself as a person and growing in all aspects of your life, it's also a very important and necessary tool when it comes to keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself out of dangerous situations. So the intuition holds so much power, and it's so important that we connect with it. And I'm just going to give you a little quote here to just get you to think a little bit more about your intuition. Your intuition is your inner compass and the ultimate guide that you have. Learning how to listen to and give in to your gut instinct open doors and endless possibilities for self actualization and spiritual evolution. Practicing it is the path to increase self awareness and growth on all levels of your being. So, your intuition is so important because if we don't tap into our levels of self awareness that we do have, no matter how little you are connected to your intuition or how strong your connection is with your intuition, if we ignore the feelings that we have and the emotions and the signals from our body that it gives us, there will always be a separation between you and yourself. We will always have a separation between ourselves and ourself. Does that make any sense? Like, if we continue to ignore the things that our body is telling us, and we continue to ignore the things that we feel and we are processing, then we have now just basically shoved a little freaking divider between our true selves and ourselves. And that doesn't make any sense. You want yourself to be as whole as possible, right? And it's that's terrifying, you know? The only person that you have for the rest of your life is you. That's the only person that you have from start to finish. And if you're disconnected from yourself the whole time, damn, that is incredibly lonely. That is incredibly lonely. So connecting with ourselves is one of the most important things we can do to build our connection that we have with our highest self, and making sure that we are as whole as we can possibly be, so we can not only grow in every aspect that we can possibly think of in our lives, but so that we can also remain as safe as humanly possible in this crazy, chaotic world that we are living in, and truly embody a fearlessly fulfilled life. Man, I just freaking love talking about the intuition. The intuition is just such a freaking amazing tool, and has been something that has helped me through my darkest times and also my highest peaks in life. Like, my intuition, my gut feeling has slowly but surely grown stronger in the past couple of years than it has been my entire life. Like, when I was in high school and stuff like that, I had no idea what the hell was going on. I was not into self-development at all. I was really just freaking frolicking around being a little dumbass Tiana. But as I've dived deeper into self-development and truly understanding who I am and what makes me tick and what happens when I am in a certain situation, or how my body feels when I'm with certain people, this self-growth journey that we're all on is going to be lifelong. Every single day you're a new person. So you technically can just keep learning more and more about yourself until the day that we eventually leave this earth. And that can be extremely overwhelming for a lot of people, because there is so much to learn about yourself, and there is so much to bring awareness to. And there's a lot of trauma. A lot of us are going through a lot of trauma, and dealing with a lot of trauma and processing a lot of trauma. And that can be very overwhelming. But the most important part of that all, and the most, for me, liberating part of that all, is that our work is never done. How cool is that? That we just get to continue to learn and grow and evolve every single day. Every single day is another possibility and another opportunity to connect with who we are and to figure out what we want in our lives and in our time here on this earth. So our intuition is so important in guiding us on that path that we are meant to be on. Because if we let our minds or the opinions of others or our limiting beliefs take over our lives, we will never get to live the life that we were meant to live. And we'll miss out on the incredible and awe-inspiring experiences that we could have lived if we just listened to our gut and we listened to who we truly are, and that divine energy and that divine spirit that lives within every single one of us. I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending your time here with me today, and I cannot wait to connect with you on the next episode. As I always say before we end every single podcast episode, I want to let you know and remind you that you deserve to live a life that is fearlessly fulfilled. All right. Majallos. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me today. My biggest hope is that you resonated with something here and it inspires you to incorporate it into your day, your week, your month, your year, and ultimately your life. Always remember, the world benefits when we're all operating as our most authentic, genuine, and fulfilled selves. I love you so much and can't wait to grow together on the next episode. In the meantime, get out there and live your truth.